day 5. So before I get into anything, let's head on over to our intro. To my channel, welcome. What is Wednesday is a series started on my channel where anybody and everybody can comment, complain, and your concerns out there. I basically do what is, where is, why is, and I'm now going to be doing how is, or how. So basically you can come to my channel, comment anywhere you want. I have the links to my social medias are down in the description box down below of every video. So without further ado, let's get into some of you guys' complaints. Heard by that intro, this is What is Wednesday. We are at episode 38. Sadly not 39 yet. Would have been, but hey, live and learn. What is the difference between the Vlogmas style of What is Wednesday and the regular style? Absolutely nothing, other than most of them that were done are mostly Christmas related. Any of the ones that were submitted that weren't Christmas related are actually not going to go until after Christmas, due to the fact that I already have, everybody has submitted so many, and I want to thank you guys who submitted them. There were so many submissions of Christmas ones that this week and next week's are already taken care of. So any non-Christmas related are actually not going to be read this week and or next week because they've already been filled and it is pushed for episode 40. So I figure we might as well hurry up and get ourselves right into these. So do remember next week will be the challenge question. It is already Christmas related. I did talk about this in the updates for What is Wednesday that will air just before the 39th episode. Just so you guys get a clear understanding that it is changing for the holiday wise, because I did explain in that video as well, last challenge was probably a little, pathetic of a question to choose. I don't know what made me and my team choose it, but we did. Okay, so we have, I believe, 4 questions. Yeah, we have 4 questions. They are slightly long, so we might as well just get right into them. The first one comes from a friend on Twitter. She says, what is it like for you guys growing up during Christmas? What were your traditions, if you had any? Mine and my family were pretty straightforward. We decorated the house after Turkey Day, bought a tree from a tree farm the first day of December, and it was decorated by the 5th, and presents started rolling in and under. We did a white elephant as our first gift, and only those who bought a gift for members of the fam got to play the first couple years. Only my parents and 4 older brothers played. By the time I was 7, I started planning my allowance for white elephant gifts after Halloween, since my birthday is the day before Halloween, and most of my family gave me money on my birthday. So I would save it and put it towards the gift. It was so much fun. We still do it every year. This year it is all done through Zoom. We have a limit we can spend. We have a limit we can spend on. No gift cards are allowed to be bought. Once everyone has their gifts bought, we will send them to my mom, who will number them and email us all numbers. Then we will be sent our gifts, and on Christmas Eve we will all open our gifts. If we don't like it, we will exchange it with a gift card, or we send it back to my mother, and my mother will exchange it with a gift card to whatever store the gift was bought from. But if the gift was handmade, you don't get to trade it in. If it's from Amazon, you don't get to trade it in. I think this will be so much fun, and all my gifts are coming from Amazon. Haha. That's pretty funny. So, honestly, I think the biggest tradition I think in our family we technically had was the making cookies for Santa when my siblings were small, and me as well. We would make cookies for Santa the week before Christmas, or the week of Christmas. And we also, Christmas Eve, we always opened up one gift under the Christmas tree. Usually that gift was a pair of PJs, so we didn't know about it. But it was always so much fun. The other thing is we always had Christmas presents from the family were always wrapped, and Santa presents were always unwrapped. And my parents would help hand it out and tell us, okay, this is for who, this is for who, this is for who. So that's how we knew where we were going when we came down the stairs on Christmas morning. Okay, this one comes from a friend on Twitter, and he says, who else is still doing a Secret Santa, and how will you play it due to virus? For me and my friends, we are all planning on buying gift cards and Amazon gifts for our secret person. That way we don't have to touch anyone's gift. It was devised like this in October, and we all basically pick a number, and the last digit of your address was how you were picked, if that makes any sense. So my understanding is, I guess all the gifts were picked, they were all numbered, and then each person who was getting a gift, your number was chosen based upon the last number of your address. I still don't even know if I'm explaining it correctly, or if it's going to make any sense. If not, I don't know what to say. Okay, this one comes from a friend on Facebook. She says, what is one thing you do different as an adult during Christmas that as a child you would have only wished you could do? So my cousins and I were always forced to buy gifts for each other. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So when I turned 13, my great-grandma decided we would not be forced, but we were still expected to have a gift to bring. So I always want to be able to buy gift cards instead of an actual gift, since we don't always see each other unless it's for the holidays. You have no idea the interest each person has anymore. So a Visa gift card is the best because you don't have to pick something someone is not going to like. They get to pick something they do like. That's pretty funny. So I realize that a lot of these are kind of more like White Elephant or Secret Santa themed. And when I was going through it already, I do think a couple of them are kind of asked within the same form as the other ones, but I think it'll still be okay. It's just the way it was, and there were so many submitted. I just went with it. Okay, are different as an adult than a kid. I think the only thing I could say is that for me and my mom, basically we do have a couple of little gifts that the other person doesn't know anything about. But we both do tend to seem to get gifts even when we're with each other, and it's like, oh, well, you already know, but that's okay. So that's about the only thing, but we do have a couple of gifts that are secretly already wrapped and stuff like that, and neither person knows about. I think it's kind of fun to do it that way. Okay, and the last one for today, this one comes from a friend on Instagram, and he says, what was snow like for you growing up as a kid? Did you have snow or no snow? When I was 5, we moved from California to New York. The first 5 years of my life, I did not see snow during Christmas, other than up on the mountains. There was snow, and each year just before Christmas, my family would drive up to Big Bear. We would stay in a cabin house to see the first snow fall, and the day it started snowing, we would drive back home. But when I turned 5, my grandma was living alone in her home in New York. My parents went to move to New York, so she was not alone anymore. And every year since, I have always had snow around Christmas time. So as most of you Californians know, we don't see snow. We have very rarely gotten to see snow, not normally around Christmas time. Usually it is more around January if we're going to get it, just because it can get the coldest in between end of December and beginning of January to mid-January. It does get the coldest. I guess back in 80-something, my mom said we had snow. I guess we had it in 94, and then 2007, I want to say, was probably the last time I remember us getting snow. So it has been a very long while, which is kind of sad. I realize that my mom grew up around snow, and she says that's the one thing she doesn't want to have to deal with anymore. But I think for me, the idea of snow during Christmas time is probably the coolest thing just because it's nice and cold, it's comfy cozy, you know, snuggling up. My favorite thing used to be when I was growing up, non-Christmas related basically, but every time it rained when we were in school, that was like the best day of the week or the year or the month, whatever, however many times it rained. It was the best because once we got home from school, we took a shower, we changed into comfy PJs, and we always had a cup of cocoa and got to sit and watch it rain. The best part of it was when it thundered and lightning, and we would sit and watch it thunder and lightning while drinking our cocoa. So that was always my most favorite memories of rain growing up, and still to this day, it's one of my favorite memories. I love when it rains. It is one of my favorite things. But actually, that is all the what is that we have this week. So next week, unfortunately, the What is Wednesday will also fall on the last day of Vlogmas, which is really, really sad. And I'm not excited for it either. I kind of am, but I'm kind of not at the same time. Just because it's going to be the end of, not Christmas time per se, because I'm ending it just before, but the end of Vlogmas. Yeah, because it'll be the 12th day of Vlogmas next week. Okay, so I do hope you guys enjoy, and you can still be sending me what is, but like I said in the beginning, they are not going to air until after Vlogmas, the non-Christmas. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week and are excited for Christmas and the challenge. See you all next week for another episode of What is Wednesday, but I'll also see you guys tomorrow for another episode of Vlogmas.